What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so I'm gonna put a link to this article in the pinned comment in the comment section below. So Gilbert Arenas, who for some reason wants to emulate Kwame Brown and being some type of personality, some type of social media presence, I guess, whatever. He's been out and about recently giving his opinion on a lot of different things. But this right here kind of, I don't know, man. This sort of just irks me what he said in this interview. Right? He said that he claims that he told then basketball president of basketball operations, Elton Brand, back in 2020, not to hire Doc Rivers because Doc Rivers would basically destroy the franchise, right? The team. He said that Doc Rivers is overrated. He's limited. Basically, he can't coach. And he claims that he told Elton Brand back then that if you hire Doc Rivers, Ben Simmons is going to leave because he doesn't know how to coach Ben Simmons. And he also said something to the effect of, well, Doc Rivers didn't do anything unless he had a whole bunch of superstars on his team. And that the only time that he won was 2008 when he had a bunch of superstars on one team. Okay. Now, look, while I don't think that Doc Rivers is a top 10 to 15 all-time coach, I do think that he's a really good coach, if not great coach. And I think a lot of the criticism that people give him, man, a lot of people don't like when I say this shit, man, but I don't give a fuck. A lot of this shit is self-hatred. Yup. I chalk it all up to black people's tendency to love to hate on each other in a lot of this shit, man. It is what it is. I'm not going to lie about it. First of all, you only hear about Doc Rivers' name when it comes to coaches needing to be fired. You got all these all these mediocre coaches that get hired and fired all the time, with Terry Stotts and Luke Walton. But Doc Rivers, who has a championship, his name always comes up. Now, he said Doc Rivers never did anything before 2008. Well, in 1999 and 2000, Doc Rivers won Coach of the Year for the Orlando Magic team that won 41 games. So you ask yourself, well, why was he able to win Coach of the Year? Because this team wasn't expected to do a goddamn thing. This team was expected to win maybe 17, 18 fucking games. Period. You know who their leading scorer on that team? The leading scorer on Orlando, I forgot about this damn team. I had to do a little research. The leading scorer on this fucking team was Daryl Armstrong. He was the leading scorer on that team, followed by the disappointing Ron Mercer, Bo Outlaw, and Tariq Abdul-Wahid. Who? You have to go about him. John Amici was on that team, and the current coach of the Phoenix Suns, Monty Williams, was also on that team. And a very, very young Ben Wallace. Now, he wasn't the same Ben Wallace that he became years later with Detroit. That's it. That was that squad. There's some other players. They had Corey Maggette. But he didn't play many minutes. He was just developing as a basketball player. Chucky Atkins, Pat Garrity. This is the fucking team he had, but he was able to squeeze 41 wins out these motherfuckers. And then name a coach that hasn't won without any great players. You have to have some great players to win a championship. To be honest with you, Boston could have easily won 3 championships in a row. They won in 2008. If Kevin Garnett doesn't get hurt in 2009 in the playoffs, they could have theoretically beaten that Lakers team. I'm not saying it would have happened, but they could have beaten that team. And in 2010, let's not forget, they went 7 games with the Lakers, and Garnett was fading by then. If that was the Garnett from 2 years earlier, before the injury, I actually think they would have beaten the Lakers. But the key matchup was, this time, Pau Gasol outplayed Kevin Garnett. But 2 years earlier, Kevin Garnett outplayed Pau Gasol. So they could have won 3 in a row. How many championships does Phil Jackson win without the exploits of Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen? You know what I'm saying? How many championships does he win? This, it's dumb. Nobody takes. I'm gonna tell you something else too. Now I get why it's always on LeBron James, because of his performance, but nobody holds the 2010 finals against. Nobody holds the 2010 finals against. What you call it? The Miami Heat head coach. Can't think of his name right now. Nobody holds it against him. Nobody holds the 2015 loss to Spurs against him. It's always on LeBron. When LeBron loses, it's always on him. But nobody holds that L the coach took. You know what I'm saying? Nobody holds the L's that LeBron took as a coach, as a player, on the coach, except for this year when the Lakers don't make the playoffs. And who the fuck is Gilbert Arenas anyway? Who are you? What have you won? You won nothing. Everybody remember you as a flash in the pan motherfucker that benefited from the rule changes in the mid 2000s. You had a couple of good seasons. You did dumb shit. You got hurt. You brought a gun to work. And the NBA blackballed your ass out the league. You stupid ass. And I'll never forget what the fuck you said about black women. I'm sorry. I'll never forget that shit. So every point that he makes is even, I agree with it. I never acknowledge it. Fuck him.